These are the questions, or not the questions. These are like the questions that will be asked in the tournament. And here we go. These are 10-point questions. There's going to be 8 of them. The first of the 10-point question. A verse of our study ends with the word race. Locate.
Beep.
Joy.
This verse.
Correct.
Psalm 19:5.
Correct. This is a 2-part question. Question. Psalms 19 verse 13 refers to presumptuous what?
Beep, beep.
Naomi.
And great what? Presumptuous sins, great transgression.
Correct. According to chapter 1, where shall the ungodly interruption?
Where shall the ungodly not stand? Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment.
Correct. This is a 2-part question. According to chapter 1, his delight is in what? And in what? Interruption.
Does he meditate? His delight is in the law of the Lord. In his law doth he meditate day and night.
Correct. What described as great in verse 11? Interruption.
Of chapter 19. Great reward.
Correct. Chapter 8, verse 4, questions thou... Interruption.
That thou art mindful of him. Speaking of who? Man.
Correct. Quotation question. Oxen.
Beep.
Quote. Naomi. Interruption.
Quote. The verse that contains this word. All sheep and oxen, yea, and the beasts of the field.
Correct.
The only verse I know.
Well, not only that, it's not just a word, it's an animal. So make sure you distinguish the animal. That's correct. What exclamation ends?
Beep.
Joy.
Chapter 8. O Lord, our Lord, how excellent is thy name in all the earth.
Correct. And I got to say interruption. I'm forgetting to say interruption. Quotation question. This is the first of the 20-point question. A verse in chapter 15 contains the word hurt.
Beep. Beep.
Naomi, interruption.
Quote this verse.
Correct.
In whose eyes a vile person is contempt, but he honoreth them that fear the Lord, he that sweareth to his own hurt and changeth not.
Correct. This is the second of the 20-point question. 3-part question. Out of the mouth of whom hast thou ordained what? Interruption. Naomi.
Hast thou ordained what? That thou mightest still... Out of the mouth of babes and sucklings hast thou ordained strength, because of thine enemies, that thou mightest still the enemy and the avenger.
Correct. The way it's written, it's out of the mouth of whom hast thou ordained what? Why?
Oh.
It'd make it easier, but you did right. 2-part question. The heavens do what?
Beep.
And interruption.
Do with what? According to Psalm chapter 19, verse 1, the heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork.
Correct. 3-part question. Referring to the heavens, what is stated about their lines, and what is stated... Interruption.
What is stated about their lines? And what is stated about the words? And hath he done what? According to Psalms chapter 19, verse 4, their line has gone out through all the earth, and the words to the end of the world, and then hath he set a tabernacle for the sun.
Correct. Very good. 2-part cross-reference question. According to chapter 8, which verse contains the word set thy glory above the heavens? And which verse contains the words, consider thy heavens? No interruption.
Psalms chapter 8, verse 1. And Psalms chapter 8, verse 3.
Correct. Quotation, question. Both the words mouth and heart are recorded. Joy.
Are recorded
Interruption.
in a verse of chapter 19. Quote this verse. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my redeemer.
Correct.
Fantastic.
She stuttered, but she didn't repeat, so it is correct. Here we go. Right. Okay. This is a two-part question. A verse in chapter 15 speaks of abiding where and interruption, Naomi.
And dwelling where? Lord, who shall abide in thy tabernacle? Who shall dwell in thy holy hill?
Correct. This is question number 16. Three-part question. And the fish of the sea, in the verse of study that contains these words,
Beep.
what interruption?
What words precede these? And what words follow these? And where is this verse located? The fowl of the air, and whatsoever passeth through the paths of the seas. Psalms chapter 8, verse 8.
Correct. This is the last of the 20-point question. Two-part question. Which verse of chapter 1 states, the Lord knoweth what? Naomi.
Psalms chapter 1, verse 6. The Lord knoweth the way of the righteous.
Correct. This is the 30-point questions. This is a two-part cross-reference question. What two verses refers to taking what in chapter 15?
Verse 3 refers to taking up a reproach against his neighbor. Verse 5 taketh reward against the innocent.
Which two verses refers to taking what in chapter 15? You're right.
It's true.
It's got way more information on the thing. You are correct. That was very good. This is a three-part cross-reference question. As recorded in consecutive verses of chapter 19, verse 7, speaks of what of the Lord? Verse 8, interruption.
Verse 8
Naomi.
speaks of what of the Lord. And verse 9 speaks of what of the Lord. The law of the Lord, the statutes of the Lord. Oh, okay, fine. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise.
Incorrect. This will be this will be reread to anybody else without interruption. As recorded in consecutive verses of chapter 19, verse 7, speaks of what of the Lord. Verse 8 speaks of what of the Lord. Verse 9 speaks what of the Lord.
Beep. The law of the Lord, the testimony of the Lord, the statutes of the Lord, the commandment of the Lord, the fear of the Lord, the judgments of the Lord.
I forgot.
Correct. Quotation, question. Quote the verse of chapter 1 that mentions water.
Beep, beep.
Naomi.
And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper.
Correct. That was the first quiz, and we'll stop there. Good job, girls.